the money. Go get the money. Go get the money. Go!
What you do in life echoes in eternity.
You are going to incur a lot of disappointment, a lot of failure, a lot of pain, a lot of setbacks, a lot of defeats. But in the process of doing that, you will discover some things about yourself that you don't know right now. What you will realize is that you have greatness within you.
It's very important that you engage in an ongoing process to develop you.
Where all you want to do is be successful, as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.
And if that doesn't work, try something else. If that doesn't work, try something else. Keep going with massive action.
You are listening to Thought Food. You are listening to Thought Food.
Hey, it's your girl Becky Kissoon. This is your daily source for personal and spiritual development. How are you doing? I haven't talked to you in a while. I hope that you're amazing. I have so much to tell you guys to fill you in on. But as you know, I like to keep it straight to the point. I like to inspire you and motivate you, give you some info that will hit you deep into your core. And I like to just say things that are meaningful. I don't like just mumbling and rambling and giving you all types of stories and info. I like to just drop jewels on you. So, real quick, I have been sick for the past 2 weeks. I first had food poisoning and then I got the flu, unfortunately. And so I had to take a break and rest and refuel. I pray that everyone's having an amazing holiday season. Thanksgiving was awesome. I've done podcasts since Thanksgiving, but I didn't tell you how my Thanksgiving was. It was awesome. And I just hosted a Christmas party recently with my family, and it was awesome. Our dessert table was filled with all types of sweets and goodies. It was so beautiful. And I hosted. I was silly, had a great time. It is December 21st, 2017. Before we know it, it will be a new year. I don't know how everyone feels about that, because maybe you had some plans or things that you wanted to do in 2017 that didn't happen. Things that you said that you were going to do in January last year, but it didn't happen. And when I say last year, I'm talking as if we're in 2018. We're not in 2018. So this past January, you said that you wanted to do some things, but it didn't happen. And I want you to look at, why do things like that happen? Why do we make New Year's plans and fail ourselves? Why? Well, only you know the exact reason, but at the end of the day, you let your excuses get in the way. You forgot that you are making history and you are influencing the future with the way that you live your life. Today, I want to remind you that your legacy matters. This episode is entitled Know Your Legacy. I was inspired by the company Know Your Legacy because they contacted me and asked to interview me. And I said, what are you going to talk to me about? The owner said, you're building your legacy. And I want to talk to you about that. Today, I want to talk to you about that. What is your legacy? And is it tied into your goals? Now, a lot of your legacies might have something to do with financial leaving finances to your children, to generations to come. I've heard a lot of people say that their legacy is through their children, building up amazing children so that they can influence other people and it will trickle down. And both of those are ways to build your legacy. But what I want you to think about today is your legacy. I want you to know your legacy. I don't want it to be a question in your mind as to what your legacy is, because when you know what your legacy is, you can follow it every single day. That's the blueprint for your life. I have a family friend of mine, and I know when he listens to this, he's going to smile, that knows his legacy in and out. What he does is he makes sure that he comes into contact with people wherever he goes. If he walks into the grocery store, I guarantee you're going to see him talking to someone in the grocery store. You're going to see him talking to someone, if not in the grocery store, in the parking lot. But before he leaves that grocery store, he's going to talk to someone. If he's at the gas station and he has time, he's going to talk to someone. If he has time, he is going to talk to someone because he knows his legacy. You see, when he talks to someone, he's gifted with seeing their struggles. And so he encourages them and he prays with them over whatever they're going through. And he always makes time to do it. He knows his legacy. My father, when he was feeding the homeless a couple of years ago, would do it every single Monday, even though he didn't have the money sometimes. But he would make it happen. Sometimes it would be hot food plates. Sometimes it would be cold sandwiches. But he knew his legacy. You ever seen the story of Rocky? Sylvester Stallone, he went to every talent agency in New York multiple times at the time. He didn't have a real job. And he believed in his acting ability, even though no one else did. Talent agents would look at him and say, "You're not good looking enough. Your face looks funny." Casting agents hired him to be the guy that got beat up in the movies as an extra. But deep down in his heart, he knew he had a gift and he knew he was supposed to be an actor. And one day, after watching a movie, he binge wrote an entire script. When he sold the script, finally, because it was a lot of back and forth, when he finally sold the script, he had a condition. He had to be the lead actor. He had to be Rocky. And after they completely took away most of the film budget because they didn't trust him, they didn't want to risk their money on him. They wanted to use a famous celebrity as the lead. But as we all know, if you don't know, you can look it up. Rocky was a really successful series of movies. He received an Academy Award and Golden Globe nominations for his role as Rocky. That movie, by the way, brought in $225 million to the box office. Even though no one else knew it, Sylvester Stallone knew his legacy. Knowing your legacy can get you through the little tasks. It can get you through the hard tasks. It can make your day more impactful, because when you know your legacy, you're in alignment with the whole reason why you are here in the first place. It's the reason why you do what you do. It's the reason why you get up in the morning. Your legacy determines the course of the future for others. And those who follow you will remember you as a part of their history. Ask yourself, remind yourself, what is my legacy? I know that you've heard stories about family members or your grandparents, great aunts or great uncles that you may not have known. And sometimes it's their humor that shines through in people's memories. It's their contribution, their heart, their contagious positive energy, their managing skills, their organizational skills. Do you have a teacher that encouraged you or inspired you? Maybe someone outside of your immediate family who may have changed the course of your life, or maybe someone in your immediate family that changed the course of your life through their life. A neighbor who helped you in a time of need, a stranger who came to your aid in a difficult situation. When you remember these people, you realize that however small their daily lives seem, they're actually very important. How you treat people in each and every moment, with each and every interaction, has a major impact. This helps you begin all of your days with an acknowledgement of the fact that when you take a moment to consider how you want to be in this world and how powerful you really are, you remember that your life is not meaningless. Your life matters more than you even know in your times of doubt. Your life matters more than you even know when you're having a horrible day. Your life matters when you are straight out, depressed, flat out on the floor. Every single day you have an opportunity to make history and influence the lives of other people for the better. Know your legacy. If this episode impacted you in any way, please, please, please share this episode. If you haven't subscribed, if you haven't placed a review on iTunes, please go to iTunes and place a review. I would love to get some more reviews from my listeners. You guys, your reviews encourage me. I do this for you. I love you. Peace.